What is fear? Imagine that you are at the bottom of the sea at a depth of several thousand meters, surrounded by darkness, with no sound in your ears and only an endless silence surrounding you. Suddenly, a huge eye flickered in the darkness with an eerie glow. Or, in the shadows, a monstrous face full of sharp teeth slowly approaching, as if waiting for you. This is the threat and fear of the abyss. It's not a fantasy. It's the reality of some terrifying creatures in the depths. Here are 10 of them, which are enough to make your scalp tingle, and you will be glad you are living on land. The second place is bigger than 7 floors. The first place is even more ruthless. The dinosaurs are extinct, but it is still alive and well. 10th, anglerfish. Well, we can't judge people by their appearance, but the appearance of the anglerfish is absolutely unbearable for ordinary people, and it's not to blame. Because it lives in a deep sea area between 500 and 5,000 meters below sea level, where light is scarce and dark. It can only use its unique head-glowing organ to lure unsuspecting small fish into its trap in this darkness. Its luminescent lure is a typical application of bioluminescence, a mechanism that is almost invaluable in dark deep-sea environments by harnessing luminescent bacteria in the deep sea to create light. The most interesting thing is that the size of the male and female anglerfish varies greatly. Male anglerfish are very small and almost non-existent compared to females. When they find a suitable female, the male will bite directly into the female's body and then gradually integrate into the female's body, leaving only the testicles exposed, which become part of the female's reproductive process. Such a strange way of reproduction, coupled with a strange appearance. All this makes the anglerfish rightfully the special representative of the most terrifying deep-sea creatures. 9th, fang-toothed fish. If you think that the anglerfish is already the most terrifying star of the deep-sea world, then you are obviously underestimating the existence of the fang-toothed fish. Fang-toothed fish are the fanged ghosts of the deep sea, creating a disturbing contrast between their small size and appearance. Fang-toothed fish inhabit the ocean at a depth of 5,000 meters, where the darkness is so dark that not even a ray of sunlight can reach it. They are usually only a little dozen centimeters long, but they have extremely exaggerated huge fangs. Fang-toothed fish get their name from their exaggerated pair of huge fangs. Keep in mind that the teeth of the fang-toothed fish are even longer than their heads, making it impossible for them to close their mouths completely. To accommodate such teeth, the fang-toothed fish's skull and jaw structure must also be unusually strong in order to bite its prey in a narrow deep-sea environment. The way the fang-toothed fish hunt is also simple and crude. Due to the lack of light in the deep sea, they mainly rely on sense and sight to hunt. They wait patiently in the dark, using their keen sensory organs to track down their prey, then bite down and hold their prey firmly in place with their huge teeth. The captured prey has almost no chance of escaping. Look at this tooth. Like a male, once it is pierced into the body of the prey, it is difficult to pull it out. The fang-toothed fish's lifestyle is so simple and boring. 8th, Sloane's viperfish. The viperfish is usually between 30 and 60 centimeters long, and while it is not huge, its frighteningly sharp teeth are absolutely chilling. These teeth are so long that when the viperfish closes its mouth, the teeth still do not close completely, like a weapon protruding from the mouth. The habitat of the viperfish is usually in the deep sea area below 2,000 meters, and coincidentally, it is also a world where light cannot reach, and the viperfish is precisely the hunter of this dark environment. Their heads are equipped with a luminous organ called a light-emitting organ, which emits a faint blue light in the dark. This blue light serves 2 purposes. One is to help the viperfish find prey in the deep sea, and the other is to confuse the unsuspecting little fish into thinking that it is an edible light source, so that they can get close to the mouth of the viperfish and finally become their belly food. Viperfish swim very fast, and with their sharp teeth, almost no prey will be able to escape from their attacks. Unlike anglerfish and fang-toothed fish, Viperfish have a more aggressive hunting style. They will take the initiative instead of waiting for their prey to come to their door. This active hunting method makes viperfish very efficient predators in the deep sea. Their unique light-emitting organs are also one of their most important tools in the deep sea, and they can play a huge role in the dark, allowing viperfish to always have a head start when hunting. 7th Giant Isopod. If you have an impression of ordinary woodlice, then magnify them dozens of times in size, and you get the giant isopod. This creature lives at the bottom of the deep sea at depths of up to 6,000 meters, and its appearance is simply an enlarged version of the ordinary woodlouse, which looks like a giant carapace monster. Giant isopod can reach 30 to 40 centimeters in length, with the largest individuals even reaching 50 centimeters and weighing up to 1 kilograms. This huge size makes them the largest members of the isopoda. The shell of the giant isopod is very hard, like a natural armor that helps them defend themselves against potential threats at the bottom of the deep sea. This crustacean creature feeds mainly on saprophyria, devouring all kinds of carcasses in the deep sea, whether it is fish or other marine creatures. As long as it can find organic matter, they will not hesitate to eat it. For this reason, giant isopods are also known as the scavengers of the deep sea, and they play a very important role in the ecosystem, helping to clean up the wreckage in the deep sea. Their eyes take on a hollow black, as if they have no soul, and with their thorny shells and thick legs, the whole image is imbued with a primal sense of power. Their legs are very powerful, and they are able to move freely through the mud and sand of the deep sea in search of food. The lifestyle of the giant isopod is also full of characteristics of deep-sea creatures. Due to the scarcity of food resources in the deep sea, they often experience prolonged starvation, and in response to this, giant isopod can survive for years without food. They are able to reduce energy expenditure by lowering their metabolism, and this adaptation allows them to survive tenaciously in the deep sea. 6th, eat eel. Eat eels are definitely a strange representation of deep-sea creatures, and their exaggerated appearance seems to be a monster straight out of a science fiction movie. The appearance of the eat eel is very peculiar. Their body is slender, usually between 1 and 1 meters, like a black rope. The head is unusually huge, and its mouth is really large. When it opens its mouth, it can swallow prey larger than itself, and it's not to blame. Eat eels live mainly in the mild waters of the deep sea, usually at depths between 500 and 3,000 meters. In this environment, food sources are not stable, so eat eels must have a super ability to swallow in order to be able to take as much food as possible when they find their prey. Eels usually prey on smaller fish or crustaceans, but they will also try to prey on larger ones if given the opportunity. Another distinctive feature of the eat eel is its long tail. There is a light-emitting organ at the end of the tail that emits a faint glow in the dark depths of the ocean. This luminous organ is used to attract prey. Similar to the glowing lure of an anglerfish, eat eels float silently in the water, using the light at the end of their tails to attract their prey, and when the prey approaches, they quickly open their large mouths and swallow the prey whole. 5th, vampire squid. Just look at their appearance and you'll know that the name is right. This body, this big eyes, and this umbrella-like membrane between the tentacles, does it look like a vampire in a cloak? Vampire squids are usually around 30 centimeters long, which is not huge, but their umbrella-like fins and spiky tentacles are not to be taken lightly. Each tentacle is covered in flesh thorns, and it looks like an ancient totem of terror. Their eyes are very large and have a faint blue glow, which is especially eerie in the dark environment of the deep sea. Vampire squids' tentacles have a membrane between them that unfold like an umbrella. This structure not only makes them look more like vampire capes, but also helps them move through the water. Unfortunately, it does not suck blood and feeds mainly on organic debris found in the deep sea. Food is scarce in the deep sea, So, vampire squid use their nimble tentacles to collect a variety of organic matter from the water, including plankton, the remains of dead creatures, and more. Their lifestyle can be said to be very frugal and effective, and this scavenging lifestyle also allows them to survive in the deep sea for a long time. Vampire squid, when confronted with a threat, employs a very special means of defense. They will open the membrane on the tentacles, completely enveloping themselves. This form of defense not only scares off potential predators, but also allows them to flee from danger quickly. In addition, the vampire squid also has the ability to emit light. Is it not surprising? Fourth, coffin fish. The coffin fish is a small deep-sea fish that usually lives in deep-sea areas between 1,000 and 3,000 meters. Their bodies are pink or gray. Their skin is flabby, and their appearance resembles that of a blown balloon. The eyes of the coffin fish are large, round, expressionless, and it seems as if it is always in some kind of deep panic. One of the most striking features of the coffin fish is their pectoral fins, which are so large that they look like a pair of wings. Coffin fish spread their pectoral fins to glide through the deep sea, making them look like sails floating in the deep sea when threatened. The coffin fish quickly expands its body like a puffer fish to scare off predators. This ability to self-inflate allows it to survive in the deep sea. The lifestyle of the coffin fish is also very mysterious. They usually stay at the bottom of the sea, quietly waiting for their prey to pass by. Rather than attacking on their own initiative, their diet is dominated by crustaceans and other small sea creatures. When the prey approaches, the coffin fish will quickly open its large mouth and swallow the prey. Due to the scarcity of food in the deep sea, coffin fish must seize every opportunity to ensure their survival. Third, long-nosed chimera. The long-nosed chimera is a peculiarly shaped deep-sea fish that usually lives in deep-sea areas between 500 and 2,000 meters. They are somewhat similar in appearance to sharks and rays, but have a distinctive long nose. And this long nose makes them look very different. The body length of the long-nosed chimera can reach about 1 meters, and the body is a silver-gray color, and the skin is smooth and shiny. The long nose of it is not for the sake of good looks, but for their important sensory organs. This nose is riddled with electroreceptors that sense weak electrical signals in their surroundings, which can be very helpful in their search for food in the deep sea. The eyes of them are also very large, adapting to the dark environment of the deep sea, allowing them to see their prey clearly in the dark. The fins of the long-nosed chimera are very large, especially their pectoral fins, which, when unfolded like a pair of wings, allow them to glide gracefully through the water. They feed mainly on crustaceans and mollusks, swimming slowly in the deep sea in search of prey. Although the long-nosed chimera may look a little strange in appearance, they are very successful creatures in the deep sea, adapting to the harsh environment of the deep sea. Although the appearance of them is not as aggressive as other deep-sea creatures, its long nose and large hollow eyes still make people shudder. Their sleek bodies resemble a kind of ghost fish in the deep sea, gliding silently through the darkness in search of their next prey. This mysterious and elegant image makes the long-nosed chimera stand out from the rest of the deep-sea creatures. Second, giant squid. The giant squid is one of the largest invertebrates in the world, and its size is unbelievably large. The giant squid can reach up to 20 meters in length and is as tall as a 7-story building, with huge tentacles and a pair of huge eyes that are enough to make people feel uneasy. These eyes are the largest in the ocean, reaching up to 30 centimeters in diameter, and are able to catch faint light in the dark environments of the deep sea. Giant squid live in the deep sea, usually between 300 and 1,000 meters deep, and are rarely directly observed by humans. Their tentacles are covered with suckers and also have barbs on them. They're used to hold on tightly to their prey so that it cannot escape. The prey of giant squids is mainly fish and other squid, and they use their strong tentacles to quickly catch their prey. then pull it to their mouths and shred food with their beak-like jaws. The appearance of the giant squid looks very intimidating. In the deep sea, with its long tentacles and huge body, it seems like a kind of legendary sea monster. In fact, giant squid is indeed the prototype of many ancient legends of sea monsters, whose images have been exaggerated and woven into stories before anyone knew about them. Despite their large size, giant squid does not have an easy time surviving in the deep sea. They have to deal with a variety of predators, the most famous of which is the sperm whale. Sperm whales feed on giant squid, and fights between the two are often staged in the deep sea. Giant squids use tentacles and spray ink to fend off attacks, but sperm whales usually end up winning with their great strength. First, frilled shark. The frilled shark is a very old deep-sea creature that is considered a living fossil and is 300 million years old. Because they have undergone almost no significant evolutionary changes, they still retain the characteristics of ancient sharks. The body of the frilled shark is elongated, like a giant eel, and can reach a length of about 2 meters. Their skin is dark brown or gray and looks smooth and shiny. The most striking feature of the frilled shark is the gill slits, which appear to be folded, resembling an ancient folded collar. So they're called frilled shark. They have flat heads, round, large eyes, and a mouth that is wide and filled with small, sharp teeth that are arranged so neatly that they look like rows of pinpricks. The frilled shark lives mainly near continental slopes and trenches in the deep sea, usually at depths between 500 and 800 meters. Their prey is mainly fish and cephalopods, and the frilled shark wraps its body around its prey like a snake, and then tears it apart and swallows it with its sharp teeth. The way they hunt and the way they look are reminiscent of ancient sea creatures, as if they were directly transported from prehistoric times. The frilled shark moves very slowly, which is not uncommon among deep-sea creatures, as energy is very limited in the deep-sea environment, and organisms need to conserve as much energy as possible. They swim slowly near the bottom of the sea, patiently searching for their prey, and when the prey comes into attack range, they will quickly attack, wrapping their prey with their bodies and then biting with their teeth. Frilled sharks may not look as aggressive as other sharks, but their ancient and peculiar appearance still makes people shudder. They are like ghosts in the depths of the sea, silently swimming in the darkness, waiting for the arrival of their next prey. This mysterious and ancient image makes the frilled shark unique among the creatures of the deep sea.